Start with the greatest name of Allah, who is most kind and most merciful. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shafiq Ahmed. I am from Ladkana, student of Sindh University campus Ladkana from the Department of Business Administration. I have been assigned to present a presentation in behalf of semester examination due to worse and critical situation of COVID-19. So I am supervised by Sir Tokir Ahmed in the course of Freshman English. I am asked to present a presentation on the four topics from the course. So here are these four topics I have chosen for my presentation: essay writing, 7 C's of communication, effective presentation, and reading comprehension. So I will explain these four topics with their subtopics respectively. So here we go. Let's start. There are the outlines of my first presentation topic: essay writing. What is essay? Kinds of essay. 3 stages to write an essay. 3 parts to write an essay. What is essay? An essay is a writing focused on an specific topic that develop an argument or narrative based on evidence, analysis, and interpretation. There are many kinds of essay you might write as a student. Here I have mentioned these 4 common types of an essay which are famous. The number one is comparative or contrast essay. In this essay, we analyze similarities and differences between two things. For example, a religious point of view, we make difference between Islam and Hinduism. So, in this type of essay, in which we difference between two things, this essay is called comparative or contrast essay. The second type of essay is narrative essay. Narrative essay tells a story on a specific thing or on a specific person on an occasion. The third type of essay is argumentative essay. In essay, we use evidence to convince a point of view. For example, point of view on Kashmir issue. Number 4, critical essay. In this essay, we examine something in detail. For example, the project of CPEC or Kashmir issue, in which we write in details. The content and length of an essay depends on your level and course requirements. There are 3 stages of writing an essay which needs to follow: preparation, writing, and revision. In the preparation, we decide the topic regards on your topic and create an essay outlines. Number 3 is writing. Set out argument in the introduction, develop it with evidence in the main body, and wrap it up with a conclusion. The third one is revision. Check grammatical spelling and formulating of essay. There are 3 parts of essay which we write in. We divided essay in 3 parts. Number 1, essay body. Essay introduction. In essay introduction, we have to hook our reader by picking interest and curiosity, by providing background and contents on the topic. Define the objective and formulate the thesis statement. Number 2, body of an essay. The body of an essay is where you make argument supporting your thesis statement by providing evidence and developing your ideas. The main purpose of body is to present, interpret and analyze the information and sources you have gathered to supply your argument. The length of the body of text is probably 60 to 80% of your essay. For high school essay, this could just be the 3 paragraph maximally, but for graduate students essay of 6,000 words, the body could be take 8 to 10 pages of essay. Paragraph structure: use paragraphs and headings for each idea or argument. Conclusion of an essay: conclusion is the start, final part, or we can say paragraph of an essay. A story essay can consist of 10 to 15% of the total text. Shows connection between the argument made in the essay body. Emphasize the relevance and significance of the thesis statement policy. Explores the broader implication and importance of the topic. There are few things which we should not add in the conclusion. By including new arguments or evidence, this will affect the our writing, essay writing. Undermining your arguments means you are undermining your arguments, and this will also affect using concluding phrases like to sum up or in conclusion. So these were things which we should not add in the conclusion. So this was my first presentation topic I have completed. So let's move to the second presentation topic. The second presentation topic: the 7 C's of communication. Here are the outlines of the 7 C's of communication: the clarity, correctly, completely, concretely, concisely, and courtesy, coherently. What is 7 C's of communication? 7 C's of communication are the 7 basic principles of communication. To send effective message to the sender, sender must use these 7 principles for any communication in business in order to be effective. He must have 7 qualities. These 7 qualities are called 7 C's of communication. The number 1 quality and the basic principle is clarity. Clarity means use of simple language and easy sentences structure in composing the message. It will be easy to understand for decoder, which is being conveyed by encoder. The guidelines for using correct language: to use precise, concrete and familiar words, construct effective sentences and paragraphs. For example, unclear language. In unclear language, he is like my big brother who helps me in everywhere. And clear language is he is like my elder brother who always help me. Means at the time of encoding, if the encoder have comprehensive knowledge about decoder, like status, knowledge, educational background of the decoder, it makes your communication better. In the guidelines, use the right level of language, correct use of grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Accuracy in stating facts and figures. The second one is completely. Means to deliver all necessary information to get the response you desire. Receiver can ask questions and when desirable go for extra details. In the guidelines, provide necessary information, answer all the questions asked, give something extra where desirable. It means when the decoder wants you should convey and give him extra details. For example, he was a great player. He hits lots of centuries. Missing words are there. Player name. In which game? How many centuries he hit? So there was a unclear things. Concretely, speak with facts and proofs. Your arguments should be based on facts and figures. It is necessary when you use to convey necessary and logic. They must relate each other. For example, indefinite was indefinite or was. We increase admissions in our school. For example, in 2019, we admit 300 students. By 2020, they had risen by 350. Concisely. Through the concise message, it saves the time of both encoder and decoder. In a business message can be achieved by avoiding wordy expressions and repetition. Conciseness doesn't mean to lose completeness of a message. In the guideline, ask yourself what material is really relevant. Look for unnecessary repetition. Does the same word or idea appear too often? For example, in wordy sentence, we hereby wish to let you know that our company is pleased with the confidence you have reposed in us. In the conciseness, we just write here, we appreciate your confidence. Courtesy means give respect to receiver by valuing with polite words and gestures. Use expressions that show respect. For example, tactless sentence. In tactless sentence, hey, what do you want? In tactful sentence, welcome sir, can I help you? Means show your expressions and your body language and the use of respectful words to show the respect for the decoder. Coherent. Speak with facts and proofs. Your arguments should be figures. It is necessary when you are using to convey message and logic. They must relate each other. Completed my second presentation topic. Let's move to the third presentation topic, effective presentation. Here are the outlines. What is presentation? Steps to make effective presentation: planning, preparation, and the delivery. So let's start. What is presentation? A presentation is a piece where we use to explain something to an audience through slides or board. For example, a new product idea or a piece of work. Steps to make an effective presentation. Number 1, planning. Purpose of presentation. What's your purpose of presentation? Why you are presenting your presentation to your audience? How to present a presentation means to your body language. What's the way of your presenting your presentation? How to entertain audience by using jokes and stories to attract your audience and entertain them. Design your message, organize your material, create slides and then present. Preparation. Number 2 is preparation. Organize your topics. What should say in the beginning, what in the middle, how to conclude. Rehearse in private. What the material you have gathered or you make the presentation, you should rehearse in your in the private, so it will be the best practice to present. Take outline sheet with you if it's necessary. For example, such topics you not remembering, you can't remember, you just take the outline for just rememoration. You just see on the outline and then start. The third one is delivery. Make focus on maintaining eye contact, expression, gestures. That will show your attitude on the stage, the how you are capable, you are delivering the message. This will attract your audience. Start with bang, joke or story. You must start your presentation with a bang or joke or story to attract your audience. They will consider your audience when you doing something interesting in your beginning. They will take interest to hear your presentation. Tell them the purpose and topic of your presentation, then start. So here was my second presentation topic I have completed. So let's move to the last and fourth topic of my presentation. Here are the outlines of my presentation. What is reading comprehension? What are 3 levels of reading comprehension? Literal, interpretive, applied, and the question technique to develop reading. What is reading comprehension? Reading comprehension is a skill or ability to read text and understand the meaning of the task. In this, we know what we are reading. For example, reading newspaper, novels, books, etc. What are the three levels of reading comprehension? The number first is lateral level. In this level, we interpretive. There are 3 types of reading comprehension: lateral, interpretive, and applied. The number 1 is lateral level. In this level, students focus on reading passages, reading audios, listening audios, watching short videos with guidance. Students can distinguish between important and less important. In this level, students do surface understanding only in the, and the teacher asks questions from the passage. For example, when did the Kabir's family go on the vacations? Number 2 is interpretive level. In the interpretive level, focus shifts to the reading between lines. Author tells his passage and intent in pieces. In this students requires to combine these passage pieces by making logical leaps and educational guesses. Reading between the lines to determine what is meant by what is stated. Questions like what was meant by author in the passage. The third level is the applied level. In applied level, the central and interpretive level are combined. Applied level is a restorated level which express opinion and develop fresh ideas. They can ask questions like how would the author's message apply to other situations given what you memorized and understood and at the other two levels. For example, if Kabir's friend Sumer sings a song, do you think Kabir would have rolled his eyes? Why or why not? So here I have completed my four presentation topics, and I am thankful to your concentration. So, and I have special thanks to Sir Tokir Ahmad, who gave me this opportunity that I am uploading my work on the this type of platform, which is a highly recognized, globally recognized platform. So thank you very much, Sir Tokir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.